Hi, I'm Kris.
And I'm Jeannine, and welcome to the Blue Fiber Tree.
And Vita White.
Yay! So today's airing is actually the Sunday
Of Great Lakes.
Yes, so we're here today, 10 to 4. You still have time to come out.
Come see us. You can see my hands are many shades of red from a little dying accident in the barn.
That's okay.
I had a pan get away from me a little bit.
That's all right.
So lots of fun stuff for everybody to see. Please, please, please come out to Worcester and see all the great stuff.
We're in Building 11, and we are right next to each other. She has a double booth this year, so it'll be a lot of fun.
You can see all my stuff this year.
And Laura from Laughing Cat Fibers, she's right across from me.
Yes.
And then 100 Ravens is across from you.
Yes, and I want to say something while I have everybody.
Yeah.
I spoke with Laura from Prairie House Fibers yesterday on the phone. She has been going through a lot of medical stuff since about October, November, and they will not be there this year. She sends everybody her love and cannot wait to be there next year. She's already reached out to Dave to say, hey,
perfect,
save my spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's had quite the road.
She
quite
has.
The road.
It's been a rough last year and a half.
But she wanted to make sure that she sends her love to everybody, and she will be back in full force next year with us.
Awesome.
So that's who's usually on the other side of Jeannine, but they snuck me in between them. So it's kind of nice. I got my favorites all around me on both sides.
We're cool.
Yeah, aren't we though?
Do you want to talk about your show buddy this year?
My show buddy? Oh! So normally you guys are familiar with either Tony Jody being my helper at my booth or Sue. Then out at Black Swamp it was Alex, and those are pretty much, who helps me. However, Alex got slammed with work and school because he's doing his PhD, and my husband said, who's going to the show with you this year? And I went, well, Sue might be able to come help. I haven't heard yet. Like, Alex can't now. And he's like, well, why don't I go with you? You want to go to my show with me? He's like, yeah, I think it'll be fun. I would love to help you. So, guys, if you do come out today, you will see my husband working in my booth. That's Craig. Do not ask him if anything matches. The man is colorblind. He knows absolutely nothing about DK versus sock versus bulky. He doesn't know merino from Falkland. He's going to be able to go, well, that's $28. And then he'll ring you out. So save all your questions for myself, because you'll be a lot better off that way. But so this will be fun. We'll see if he still likes me by the end of the weekend. And if so, then maybe you'll see his pretty little face on other shows.
Oh, he's got a buddy, though, next to him who can help him with stuff.
Well, that's what he said. He goes, well, Bob goes. He'll help me. Like, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, should be a fun day. All right, we got the calendar?
We got the calendar. So Sunday, Great Lakes, 10 to 4.
Yep.
Hopefully, if you didn't make it today on Sunday, you were there yesterday.
I hope so.
Because it's a 2-day show. All right, so back to our regular stuff. So we are back. Now, Monday, Memorial Day, the store is closed. But we need that day to set up. We got to put the store back together.
Yes, we do.
And then on the 31st, we have beginner spinning from 5 to 8. And then the second session will be 2 weeks later on the 14th of June.
Sure will. Whatever she says. I'll be here.
2 weeks later.
I'll just show up.
And then also that evening, over here at the big table, because she'll be teaching over there in the spinning area.
She hides baby in the corner. Sorry.
It's a nice corner.
It is a nice corner.
We have our needle felted bee.
That's Harold.
Yes, she named him last time.
This is Harold the bee, by the way.
So on that same Wednesday evening from 5 to 8, we will be needle felting the little guy.
He's so cute.
So then that puts us into June already.
I love it.
June 2nd, No-Skill Macrame coasters right in front of you.
Right in front of me. So this was our original one that we did. This is done with polycord. on here. It's really water resistant, so you can use them inside, outside. Now, this is a cotton rope on the end, so this can get stained or damp. But, I mean, it's a coaster. Wash it. You'll be fine.
Yep.
Soap and water, hand wash, let it air dry. We did a second one to show. This is the one that I made in the first class that we taught of these. And I taught them how to do, like, if they don't want to do, like, just 2 colors and they want to separate it into segments and do 4 different colors, I showed them how that they intertwine their poly cords so they could get the 2 different colors. So it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with this class. If the next one that we have is successful,
Yeah,
we'll do it again. I could do these all day long.
June 2nd at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And that was because all the women who were sitting here when she was doing this the first time to get me my sample, they're like, well, we can't make it on that Thursday. And she goes, well, when can you? And they go, well, we can do a Friday. So hence a second workshop.
We have a second workshop. So I'm always happy to put a second workshop on.
Absolutely.
But it should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of color options.
And you get 8 different colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, sadly, all the extra cording that I ordered isn't going to be here in time for that class. So
that's okay. You got enough of a variety.
I think I do. So.
All right. Then on June 7th, we have Beginners Macrame from 4 to 8. This one right here.
This is our Beginners Macrame project. I know you guys have seen this a ton. This covers all the basic knots you need to start going down the rabbit hole of macrame.
And this is where you actually will have a finished item when you
Yes.
leave. This is very different from the basic knots workshop. You just learn knots in that 2-hour session. This is a 4-hour session where you actually will walk out with a piece complete.
And you need all 4 hours.
And you do need all 4
You
hours.
do. Some people are super fast, but some people take some time to learn those square knots sometimes.
Yeah. The square knots and
The half hitches.
double half hitches.
Yep.
On the 8th, the very next day, from 11 to 3, we have the Advanced Macrame Bag workshop. This one is a
project bag.
second run on this.
We had other people that wanted to take it.
Here's the one I made. Taller.
She got a little sidetracked and kept going.
I was talking. It was a Thursday.
That's why her handle is shorter than mine.
But it still works. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can still do that,
Yep.
which is the whole point. Yep. Yep, yep.
Closes.
There you go.
Yep. Great for a little socks, hat, knitting project like that.
Mhm.
Perfectly great for that.
And this is green and gold, not black and gold, just so y'all know.
That is not the Steelers. I wouldn't let her do that to me.
Then
saying.
on the 10th, which is a Saturday, it is the second Saturday of June, is Worldwide Knit Crochet in Public Day. So we're just going to call it Worldwide Craft Day.
What day
in
is that?
public. It's a Saturday, June 10th.
Huh.
You have a class that day. You're going to be here anyway.
Am I?
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
She says so.
So that's all day from 10 to 4.
Awesome.
So just come hang out, do whatever. Obviously, we will not be outside the building. It's not safe
No,
on a Saturday.
this
be out
parking lot
there.
here is super busy.
It's a racetrack.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not going to happen. But we will be inside doing what we need to do. Then also on the same day, we have our 2D felted kits. We're going to do a workshop. So here is the sunflower, and your materials will be the kit.
Yeah.
So, and it's a complete kit. That's the only thing
Is
you
that the
need.
moose?
This is the moose.
I like the moose.
The moose. And I finished the fire breathing dragon. Bob framed it for me.
No, tilt.
Oh, tilt. Sorry.
Thank you.
There you go. Was a reflection. There you go. So fire breathing dragon. And this was a lot faster than the gnome because there were larger spaces.
Yeah.
So it made it a quicker project to do.
The gnome had tiny little spaces.
Yeah, it had flowers, and
Yeah.
flowers, there's a lot of things that you need to do to get the detail. So it just took me longer to do that one, but this one, I flew by that one. It
That's
was
beautiful.
really nice.
The
So
rooster's still half done.
rooster's half done, just so you can see and in process.
Yeah, that's what they look like when you're in process before they're wet felted or steam felted.
And then this is the back. So still a lot of work needs to be done on this one yet, but this gives you an idea of what's going on. Beautiful color. She does a really good job. and I have a lot coming. And then at 11 o'clock, intro to Macroweave. So you do need to have the basic macrame and a weaving workshop under your belt.
So either basic knots or intro to macrame, and then either rigid heddle or tapestry. Because we do utilize skills from both sides of the coin there. This is is it a 5 hour? It's a 5 hour class.
11 to 4. Yeah.
This is a 5 hour class. And if you even start your weaving that day, I'll be surprised. I've only had one person that really was able to start weaving, because you have to build a framework.
Yep.
And you don't think about like, okay, this is all that big a deal. It looks like I just put that up there and then have some cords hanging. But you actually have to create the spaces that you're going to weave in. So my job during that 5 hours is to teach you the framework so that you can actually be successful when you start weaving it.
Right.
So lots of fun. And if you're good with your knots and you have a very, very in-depth understanding of your macrame, I am more than happy to help you set up a framework that's a little different than that one. I did that with Verena.
Yeah, so if you have a project in mind, kind of how you would like it to look, just bring it, even just a hand pencil sketch,
she
whatever.
just showed me pictures on her phone.
Yeah.
And we took a little extra time, like setting up and going, well, then you need to do this, this, this. And instead of cream cords, we used a variety of colored cords.
Right.
So I don't mind switching out the cream cords for something else if you have a vision.
I can't wait to see hers finished because that's going to be beautiful.
She did a heart, and it has these flames inside, and
it's going to be beautiful.
So excited to see it.
It's going to be beautiful. All the workshops, the details, the cost, the instructors, information, all that can be found on the website at longtailknits.com under the events tab. Just scroll down till you find the picture of what it is you want to do. Click the underlined, highlighted title. It'll redirect you to the Facebook description with all the details there. Just understand, you do need to call to be reserved for your workshops, because just by saying I want to go on Facebook is not going to save you a spot. So you need to call. And call if you have questions. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that way we know. And we need to know ahead of time in case we have to prepare.
It takes a long time to cut all the cords for the project bags.
Yeah, so this...
that I definitely need to know ahead of time, or...
We'll need to know 2 colors that you want to do, and I can take pictures and send it to you, and then you can tell me which ones you want so that we can get those cut. Those are pre-cut already.
Yeah.
The No-Skill.
Yeah, because with the coasters, I just take whatever colors I have left, and I cut whatever amount of cords I can, throw different colors in the bag, and you get to make whatever's in there.
Right.
Not many choices. I mean... you don't get choices, but I throw choices in there.
Right.
That didn't come out right.
So that's the calendar for the next 2 weeks. We are, being the 4th Sunday of the month, we have a video tutorial for you.
Absolutely.
And today's is going to be the hem stitch on a rigid Heddle project.
Much needed next progression.
Yeah,
for
everybody
those
keeps
that
asking about it.
That have been looking at the other videos of rigid Heddle. She's shown you how to do pretty much everything, like in the basic rigid Heddle, not design work. But now a lot of people need to know that hem stitch.
The hem stitch is if you don't want to put fringe on your project. It's great if you're doing tea towels, if you're doing blankets, anything where you don't want a fringe. But you have to know this at the very beginning, because you have to work that hem stitch at the beginning of your project before you start advancing, because it needs to be done under tension. And then at the end of your project, when you're done, you'll do it at the end. Or if you have a set of placemats that you've already worked for, you do it at the beginning and then the end of each one, and you just keep going.
Yeah, I've tried the hem stitch 3 times. I suck at it. So while I'm filming her doing the hem stitch, I'll be paying very close attention and asking questions probably. So you'll hear me in the background going, hey, but wait. Hey, Wait, do that again.
I'm gonna smack her by the end.
Probably.
But it is a very useful tool.
Absolutely.
You can use it in conjunction with fringe. That way you don't have to tie knots. A lot of us don't want to tie knots. So that also helps.
It does.
So it's a great way to secure those ends.
Yes. So stay tuned because we're going to get into the hem stitch video, the hem stitch tutorial. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. I had a guy, girl, somebody, I don't know why I think it's a guy. Feels like a guy commented on one of our earlier videos from Ashford in the last couple of days. And he said, hey, for those that don't need the calendar, the video for Ashford starts at 11:45. And then he put a little smiley face. And I commented, oh my God, thank you. I keep meaning to go back in and say, hey, if you need just the video for Ashford wheels, skip ahead. So I am trying to, when we have our segments like this where we're doing both, to say, hey, you can skip the calendar. Because, I mean, if you live in Chicago, maybe our calendar isn't any good for you.
Right.
But for local, unless you're visiting, please come. So I'm trying to remember to put that timeline of when the actual tutorials start. But on the other side of that, you can find every tutorial that we do. I separate them out and put them under our playlists as well.
Yep.
So I will make a reminder in the descriptions that you can skip ahead to this number in the video or just go to the playlist to see the video.
Yep.
So just so you know.
It's a great resource. I have people who are telling me all the time they keep going back and looking at all those basic tutorials that we've done, the knitting, the crocheting. I know. The weaving, I think, has the largest view for going back and checking it out. And we did separate how to warp and how to weave.
Thank God.
Yeah, because that was long, but it actually points you to what you need. So you're not going through all this other stuff.
You don't have an hour and a half video and you have to go through the whole thing to get to what you need. So just want to make sure that I put that out there. I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. If you're local, and I mean local within 3 hours, get in your car and drive to Worcester. Come see us, come bother us, come have fun with us. There's a coffee truck, there's food trucks, they're doing sheep herding with dogs. There's all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh, and they even have some free workshops under the grandstand.
Yep, free workshops under the grandstand.
For kids and adults.
Yep, and then in every building, there's demonstrations going on. So there's spinning, there's weaving, little segments that they set,
designated spaces.
Yep, that they set aside, and people have volunteered to be in that little section for an hour or two to weave or spin. And I would have liked that, but to do that because Dave and I had talked, and I said, I don't know if I have anybody to watch my booth.
That's the thing. When you have a booth, it's great that they ask you to do that kind of thing, but a lot of times we don't have the ability to do it. If I leave my
husband in my booth for 2 hours, I'm not sure. Either everything will be gone because he's an excellent salesperson, or there will be a riot when they're like, he thinks this color matches this color. So I'm going to stay in the booth with him. So,
which is a good thing anyway. We like to talk to our people.
Absolutely. So everybody have a great day, and I'll pick back up the video of Jeannine here shortly.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so we're going to continue on our adventure of knitted Heddle weaving, and this tutorial is to show you the hem stitch and the reason why you would use it. So I've already got the loom ready to go for the hem stitch. So what you want to do is you want to warp it up standard, tie it off, put in your sticks or your thick yarn, whatever you're going to be using, and work some rows because you need to have this under tension in order to do it. When you start, make sure you leave a tail at the beginning that is 3 to 4 widths of your project.
Is that what you're using to do the hem stitch? Is that why?
Yes, because I started with this yarn for weaving, so I needed to leave. Now, you can tie on and use a different.
Why?
If you forget.
Oh, that would be me.
Otherwise, just remember to leave yourself yarn at the beginning so that you can do it. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull out that. Okay, so you have room to work.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so I'm starting on the right-hand side, and I'm going to go under and in between. So I tie all my stuff in fours, so this is going to be really easy to see where I need to go. So I've got my tapestry needle under the 4 and wrap it around. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to the outside and come up 3 or 4. This is personal preference. I'm going to do 3. And then you want to pull this in, have this up here, and pull it tight, as tight as you want it to be. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go down into the space directly below, come up, go around, and then again, and then up. And where you're going up is where you came up the first time. So you want to make sure that you are in the same warp space that you came through here. You're going to go up and make sure that you go up the same number of threads. And so now it's going to get easy. So you go around, except to get caught on your loom and your stick. Okay, so we're going to go around. Oh, come on, there we go. Okay. Get caught on the other side.
Oh, always get caught.
And then up 3. So I'm going,
Right.
ah, mistake. Hold on a minute.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to switch sides here.
Sure.
Pardon the jiggling of the video, friends. I want to try and get a really good angle. Sorry, as I bop her right in the head.
Yep, she's got my head. Okay, so that was easy to take that out because I accidentally grabbed here.
Oh,
so you want to
okay.
go down the same space,
Okay.
up 3, pull it through.
All right, so I want you to do me a favor. When go under your next one like you're going to start. Okay, now pull that through. I'm just going to have her go really slow. Now, when you go back to go up.
You go in the exact same space that you went.
Okay.
And then you come over to here, which is where I was at, here.
Yep.
And then you count 3 threads up.
And come in above that thread.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you pull that snug.
Yeah, it's really weird because, like,
and then you go straight down from where you were in. You're going to go into the same space.
See, I always thought that was an angle. I think
And
that's
up
where...
4. Your angle is when you go back around.
Yep, I get that now.
And then come back up. And as you can see, I'm using a bent tip tapestry hook.
Is that
needle.
easier?
It just makes it easier for me.
Okay.
So you're going to go under 4, back across those same 4 threads, and then come underneath and up into that 3rd, because I'm using 3. Now,
do you always use 3?
You can use whatever you want, whatever looks good for your project. You can do 2, 3, 4, whatever works. And even here, you could just split this in half and do shorter, and then you wouldn't have this big space in between.
Okay.
You
So
gather.
why would you? Like, are there...
It's just...
Is it preference only?
It's preference and how you want your project to look. So if I would do this and then go up 3, and then I would do this and go up 3, it gives it a totally different look.
I'm going to zoom in on that real quick.
So this is a shorter space as compared to over here, which is 4 threads. These are 2.
I see. Okay.
So it's personal preference.
Yep.
How much bulk do you want? Are you going to turn this up and hem it on a sewing machine? You may want to take the time to do 2.
Okay.
It just depends on what you want to do. But when you do this, it allows you, when you're finished, you don't have to tie knots. You can just cut. And when you finish working your project all the way to the other end, you do the same thing. Leave yourself a tail of 3 to 4 widths of your project and hem stitch that back end. And then when you're done, all you got to do is cut your threads, unwind it. You can cut across here or undo the bows, whatever you want to do. And then you're done. That's the hem stitch.
Okay. And then when you hem stitch and you cut your cords, like is the hem stitch when you don't want to have fringe, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then after you do the hem stitch, do you come in and sew, like fold a hem in your work, or can you just leave it?
You can leave it, or you can fold it and finish it off with a neater edge. That was
Okay.
the whole point of the hem stitch. Makes it easier to turn it under
I was just
and
curious.
sew on your sewing machine.
Okay.
So that's the hem stitch.
All right. Do you want to go across on
no,
that?
because I have to take those out to make
Okay.
it all the same.
Well, I didn't know. I was like,
Because this is a, what I have warped for is a cover for a pillow.
okay.
So I need to take that back.
All right.
So there you go. Alrighty. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out, ask. Please comment, share, like. Hopefully this helps with the understanding. And if not, just leave me a comment and I'll try to explain it better in words, typed out, or we can go back and we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Okay? You guys have a great
Absolutely.
day.
Bye, guys.